It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Today's game is brought to you by Dodge with the new 6-passenger Dodge Aries K and the new Ram-Top Dodge pickups and vans. And a good afternoon, everyone. This is Marv Albert along with Mike Haffner from a cool and crisp Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Temperature at game time at 31 degrees. And both these clubs, the Chiefs and the Steelers, with mathematical chances still to make the playoffs in wild card. Carlos Carson of the Kansas City Chiefs returning to the 20-yard line. Calvin Sweeney, number 85, making the stop on Carson, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who come off the win over Denver, led by quarterback Bill Kenney a week ago in a surprise, making his first start in the National Football League, taking his first snaps in the National Football League. 12 for 18 and replacing the injured Steve Fuller.
And he put 31 points on the board for his offense, Marv. That's more than Kansas City had scored all year. 28
in the second quarter. Ted McKnight, James Hadnot, the running backs. That's McKnight. To the 28-yard line, L.C. Greenwood and Joe Green on the tackle. And for Kansas City, it's McKnight, the 4-year pro out of Minnesota Duluth, along with the rookie out of Texas Tech, James Hadnot. The receivers, Henry Marshall, J.T. Smith, who's had a superb season, and the tight end, Mike Williams. And look at the offensive line of this, a unit that has been ripped by injury right throughout. 9-yard pickup. It's a 2nd and 1. And it's Hadnot. Close to the first down, the strong safety, Donnie Shell, making the stop. James Hadnot, who started slowly and got his first start some 3 weeks ago, and very, very close to that first down marker. They bring out the chains as you look at that Pittsburgh defensive unit. Some familiar names there. Lauren Taves coming off his best game as a pro last week against Houston. And the secondary, Ron Johnson, Mel Blunt in the corners, and Shell and Wagner are the deep men. It is a first down for Kansas City.
And Bill Kenney had a...
been an interesting itinerary for Bill Kenney. Like, as you well know, 3 different colleges. This is 3rd professional team. And this is McKnight off the left side. Gets a couple. Jack Lambert would not let go.
One thing about this game, with a 31-degree temperature and
5, but it would take
a little short of a miracle
turn. Yes. All right, McKnight again, and McKnight out to the 39-yard line. So it'll set up a 3rd and 2 with Lambert and Green combining on the stop.
Brad Buddy, the left guard, on the real slow draw, really and truly, and that sets up the Steelers' front 4 to open up a few holes. You see Mean Joe Green. His pass rush has gone down, but he can still play the run, Mark.
And it sets up a 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Arnold Morgado, who comes in on short yardage situations, the 3rd man in the Kansas City backfield. And this is Morgado picking up the first down. As you look at the Pittsburgh situation, this is a club with a record of 8-6. And to go along with what you see on the screen, Houston must either win its final 2 or lose its final 2.
Yeah, the Steelers still got a chance for 1 for the thumb, as Joe Green says.
Hadnot for a short pickup on the play. That's the rookie out of Texas Tech. Played 2 years of tight end at Texas Tech before they switched him to running back.
A big, strong fullback, and Marv Levy likes on first down to have that hammering fullback that'll get you 4 and 5 yards.
Williams. However, Kansas City very rarely goes the route of the tight end. And Kenney to throw for the first time from Marshall, and the catch is made at midfield. Mel Blunt, the quarterback, with some help, finally able to bring him down.
Outstanding catch. He had to make a heck of an athletic move. The very first pass Bill Kenney puts in the air, a completion for a big gain. Henry Marshall had a great game last week against Denver, and there's you see his stats. Both wide receivers, he and J.T. Smith, are having their...
Who's now a scout with Kansas City. First out of the 39-yard line, and on the draw, it's McKnight. McKnight pulling inside the 30.
there, and McKnight took advantage of it.
And it was Mike Wagner bringing him down. First down at the 28-yard line. And again, it's McKnight inside the 25. So Ted McKnight has been a popular call here in the offseason. As you look at the Central Division lineup, Cleveland 10-4, several important games this afternoon. Houston at 9-5, Pittsburgh 8-6, 2nd-6 for the Chiefs. And on the reverse, Carlos Carson out of bounds across the 20-yard line. Mike Wagner, the free safety, following Carson out.
Oh, when you're running so well inside, it crosses up the Steeler defense. Look at Joe Green. He's going the wrong way. Now Carlos Carson has got it on the reverse, and now here's the smart wide receiver. Watch him. He can turn upfield and take on Wagner head on. Nope, wrong. I'm going for the sidelines where it's safe.
Carlos, a rookie out of LSU, a 5th-round draft pick, sets up a 3rd and 2, and this capacity crowd urging the Steeler defense on. Arnold Morgado has come out now for Kansas City and gets the call. Looks to go over the top, and we'll have to wait.
I think he's short, Marv. Steelers know about Arnold Morgado. They have definitely scouted this club, and Morgado's the man on 3rd and short yardage, and he's been very consistent all season. That time, Mean Joe Green and the rest of the Steeler defense waiting for number 21 in the middle of the line. It's 4th down. Some big shoes to fill, huh?
37-yard attempt. Bob Rupp will hold. Lowry 16 for 19. Has had a superb season. And Lowry is off to the left side. A rare miss for Nick Lowry. So the Steelers able to hold. We are early first quarter here in Pittsburgh, and there's no score. We'll be back in a moment. For Rocky Bleier, it is his finale at Three Rivers Stadium. This will be it. Final home game.
You know, and when he and Franco Harris started for the first time in the backfield in '74, that was the beginning of the Pittsburgh dynasty.
So the Steelers 1st and 10 at the 20, and Rocky gets first call and hit behind the line by the strong safety, number 41, Herb Christopher.
And you think Terry Bradshaw went in the huddle and said, let's give it to Rocky on the first play? I'm sure he did.
Get a feeling that's a play the Steelers, rather the Chiefs, could have called.
Oh, of course.
A loss on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 11. Terry Bradshaw has had a rough time as of late. The last 9 games, completing only 47%. Franco Harris stopped by Jerry Blanton. An excellent year. Lynn Swan, tight end Randy Grossman. Calvin Sweeney has now come on amongst that receiver corps. And this has been a battered offensive line, similar to the Kansas City Chiefs. Bradshaw to put it on first time. With lots of time. Beautiful catch. And then tossed up. Let's see how they call it. Calvin Sweeney on the reception, but then recovered. Lynn Swan makes the recovery, and the Steelers get additional yardage on it.
Perfect call. He did, in fact, catch the football. Calvin Sweeney out of USC, 1979 4th-round draft choice, has really helped the Steelers with the loss of Swan and Smith at wide receiver. Here's a good catch and a prime example of 31-degree weather. It's real tough to hold on to that football, but wouldn't you know, the Baryshnikov of the NFL is always in the right place at the right time. Old 88 covered up for his other wide receiver partner.
And it's a 44-yard pickup, 1st and 10, down at the Kansas City 36. The swing for Bleier. And Rocky using balance, able to get to the 31-yard line. Harry Sweeney, inside linebacker on the right, making the stop.
And I'll tell you, it's a real good thing that Rocky Bleier fell down, at least for the Kansas City defense, because Ray Penny is out there. Look at Penny, 74, making the good block on Peterson, the linebacker. Tremendous second effort for Rocky to stay up and use Penny's block.
And he picked up 6 yards, 2nd and 4 for Pittsburgh, driving at the Kansas City 30-yard line. Kansas City Chiefs have won 7 of the last 10. They are 7 and 7 coming in, coming off the win over Denver last week. Picking his way, Franco Harris. And Franco with the first down of the 25-yard line.
And they're hoping that it's going to be Buffalo today.
Pittsburgh first down, Kansas City, 25-yard line. No score, first quarter. Off the play action. Bradshaw throws the middle. Theo Bell for first down and more. Spaney and Barbaro on the stump.
Back there, and he can wait and wait until T. Bell clears the linebackers. Look at all the time he's got. Oh, quarterbacks love it when they can sit back there and view that defensive backfield. And T. Bell, what a great season. Again, filling in as Sweeney has for Smith and the injured stalwart.
14-yard reception, first down at the 11. Bradshaw on fire. He's got him again.
You know, Marv, you can say all you want about injured wide receivers, a battered offensive line, the running backs club go on offense. There is no doubt about the fact that if Terry Bradshaw is healthy, and he hasn't been all season, this is an awesome offensive club.
Benny Cunningham has come in as the extra tight end. The Steelers 2nd and 3 at the 4. Bradshaw still bothered by a knee bruise, and as you say, he's had an assortment of injuries. Ribs, shoulder, arm, thumb. Really hasn't had a strong game since he jammed his thumb. 2nd and 3.
Too much time. Let the clock run out. Ah, Terry, you know better than that.
And a look at today's officials. The crew headed up by Mr. Silver. 2nd and 8. Back at the 9.
Now he's got to throw the football, Marv.
And Bradshaw throwing on the run. Touchdown for Lynn Swan.
Perfect corner pattern, Marv. A perfect route by maybe one of the best receivers that ever played the game. Take a look at 88 Swan. He was going to run a corner route with Terry Bradshaw rolling to the corner. Swan makes the perfect move. He's wide open, and Bradshaw the perfect throw. Yet had an incompletion yet.
Lynn Swan with his 7th touchdown of the season. And here is Matt Barr looking to make it 35 of 38. I should say 80 yards, 9 plays. Bradshaw on fire on this opening series for Pittsburgh. Now the Steelers leading the Kansas City Chiefs 7-0.
For the fans at home, you want to see what it's like to have a veteran quarterback throw to a wide receiver he knows. Terry Bradshaw watching Lynn Swan's moves. He runs the corner out perfectly. Bradshaw makes the perfect throw, and that's 6 points.
Bradshaw 4 for 4, 63 yards with an 80-yard drive. Matt Barr's kickoff, taken by Carlos Carson. 15, 25. And a good return by Carson, who was finally taken down by backup linebacker Zach Valentine.
But he got 4 or 5 extra yards.
Thanks for a first down at the 37, and Kenney to throw on first down, able to swing it for Haffner. Haffner up across the 40-yard line. Taves and Lambert combined to make the stop. Off the sharp start by Terry Bradshaw. That's J.T. Smith in motion. And Haffner again. Haffner picks up the first down. Mike Wagner, the free, was a first-round draft pick by Kansas City, as was Son Brad. That's the first time ever that has ever occurred by the same club. Haffner again. Haffner running very well. Banaszak.
First down play out of his fullback. Here's the big guy who's up around 235, 240. And there he should have been stopped. But he gives that extra effort. Look at that extra knee drive.
3.5 per carry. 3rd round draft pick. 2nd and 7. And penalty markers down as Kenney is hammered down at the 42. Less than 2 minutes left. First quarter. And Pittsburgh leading Kansas City 7-0.
Chiefs got to get something on this drive. They missed the field goal the last time, and that really hurt.
This is McKnight, and he picks up the first down. Jack Lambert. Kansas City over the years, they've won the last 6, including a 30-3 win in Kansas City last year. And they won 3 of 4 over KC here at Three Rivers. Off the first down at 39, they get McKnight.
It's very difficult with the new pass rule.
And they go to the ground again. McKnight looking to get out by the score of 7-0. And the Chiefs with a 3rd and 6. And Kenney to put it up. Trying to fire one intended for J.T. Smith. So 4th down. And Nick Lowry. He has hit from, as you say, 57, also from 50 and from 52. Bob Brunt puts it down. And this one is way short. So Lowry having a tough time. And when we come back, the Steelers will take over with that 7-0 lead. And that could be a devastating one.
Steeler fans don't like to hear that. Buffalo needs Mr. Ferguson at quarterback.
All right, Pittsburgh first down at the 35-yard line. Bradshaw now 5 for 5, but that does not pick up any yardage at all. Franco Harris stopped by the inside linebacker, Jerry Blunt, along with Don Parrish, the quarterback. And there you see the secondary. Bradshaw off the big rush. Incomplete and did well to get it away with Parrish all over Terry Bradshaw.
Very difficult to throw when you've got a defensive lineman standing on your toes and form to pass block. Stats from the first quarter, you can see the Steelers' domination.
And it was a quickie first quarter.
I guess you can't see the Steeler domination, can you? They just got 7 points. Kansas City doesn't.
Bradshaw to Swan, a 9-yard touchdown pass, which capped off an 80-yard drive. It's a 3rd and 10. Kansas City going to the 4-3. And Bradshaw is ripped down. A tremendous series for the Kansas City defensive unit. Art Still, 17-yard line. J.T. Smith, the NFL's #1 punt return man, is back and calling fair catch. Kansas City will take over at its 40-yard line. We are early 2nd quarter, and it's the Steelers 7 and the Chiefs nothing. Back at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, Marv Albert and Mike Haffner, the 7-7 Kansas City Chiefs in a turnaround season. They've won 7 of the last 10. They opened up by losing 4 in a row, then won 4 in a row, going up against the 8-6 Steelers. And Kenney looking to throw on first down, going sideline, and Marshall could not hang on. Mel Blunt, the right cornerback, covering on the play.
Bill Kenney's first. Watch John Banaszak on the rush. 76. And he's getting a lot of abuse, and it's cold out there, Marv. And see how well Kenney stepped up. That's the sign of a cool and calm quarterback. Most of them panic when they get that outside rush. Kenney stepped up, made a perfect throw. Marshall just couldn't hold on.
Kenney is now 2 for 4. Tony Reed and Otto Mercado have come out of the Kansas City backfield. 2nd and 10 for Kenney. And threw too high for J.T. Smith. Smith was hit hard from behind. Donnie Shell, the strong safety, covering on the play.
Shell will hit you. Shell will hit you.
Who are having more than their share of problems this season. Here's the 3rd and 10. And the receiver not looking that way. Penalty markers down. The intended receiver was
Arnold Morgado. Out of the backfield?
Tony Reed. And was not looking that way. J.T. Thomas covering on the play, but a penalty marker down.
I think Donnie Shell got caught. Maybe it was the nickelback. 3 years ago, you could bang the wide receivers around as much as you wanted to anywhere on the field. Now, you can only do it in the first 5 yards, then you got to lay off.
That's J.T. Smith in motion. And Reed goes nowhere. L.C. Greenwood makes the tackle. The injury that was suffered in the game against the Steelers. 2nd and 11 at the 44. And again, it's Reed on the sweep. And Reed looking effective right there. Mike Wagner, the free safety, able to stop him.
When you have a knee injury, Marv, it takes about a full season before you get more confidence in it than you had before you hurt it. And I think that's what's happened to Tony Reed this season. The first 8 or 9 games.
The 45-yard line. That's Marshall in motion. And Morgado tries the right side. Short yardage for Arnold Morgado. Joe Green. They're going to close it up.
Up by Green.
And in the AFC West, San Diego coming off the victory over Seattle.
Marv Levy's done an outstanding job in his 3-year tenure in Kansas City.
2nd and 8. And it's Morgado. Reed try to lead him. Penalty marker down, and Arnold could not pick his way. Mel Blount right there.
All kinds of things happen when the Pittsburgh Steelers string out a sweep.
On the right, Buddy and Condon at the guards, and Rudney, the veteran center. 2nd and 23, and Kenney in trouble. Steve Furness leading the assault.
The Steeler fans love it. See what happens when you let the defense know you're in a passing situation. You're not getting away from me, number 9. And all kinds of pressure. 4 Steelers around, and they'll all come into the picture eventually. And Kenney had no chance. Everybody in the stadium knew he had to throw, including the front 4 of Pittsburgh.
It is now 3rd and very long.
3rd and a mile, as we used to say.
3rd and 31 to be precise. Morgado. Again, the Steeler defensive unit hears it from the crowd. Jack Lambert on the tackle of Morgado. And this crowd is pumped up.
The steel curtain is not dead. Ask Kansas City's offense.
Defensive unit has really played well the past several weeks. Rupp taking the high snap and gets the hang time. Bell calls for the fair catch. And the Steelers will take over at the 31-yard line. We're some 5 minutes in, second quarter, and Pittsburgh with a 7-0 lead on Kansas City. By Bob Rupp of Kansas City, and Pittsburgh takes over. They place it at the 30-yard line. Terry Bradshaw is 6 for 7, 69 yards, including a touchdown. His Steelers leading it 7-0. Franco Harris trapped behind the line. And gets back to the line of scrimmage. Kent Kramer, second-year man out of Ball State, who has played very well, making the stop on Harris.
That play was made possible by Cal Peterson, the outside linebacker. He strung it out. There was no place for Franco to go.
Against Kansas City, as you saw, he's averaging just under 4 per carry. Now Bryant, and Rocky picks up 4 on the play. Herb Christopher, the strong safety, making the stop.
There's quite a matchup in that offensive and defensive line. Art Still, 67, you know about him. And Larry Brown, one of the most consistent offensive tackles in the National Football League. After being a tight end, Larry Brown did his job.
Brown caught a touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Not a tackle eligible. I may use him today.
3rd and 6. Pittsburgh at their 34-yard line. And Bradshaw goes astray, trying to hit number 85, Calvin Sweeney, who was well covered.
Terry Bradshaw wasn't very happy with the route that Cal Sweeney ran. I think somebody broke a pattern, and Terry wasn't very happy about it. He's going to talk to him right now. See him? Doggone it, you ran the wrong pattern.
And it made for a quickie series for Pittsburgh. Short punt, but gets the hop and gets the Pittsburgh roll. So that one will look good in the books. 8:13 remaining in the second quarter. 42-yard punt by Colquitt, and we'll be back in a moment. The Pittsburgh point of view, in terms of their wild card possibilities, Houston must win their last 2 or lose their final 2. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Ted McKnight picks up 4 on the play. Gary Dunn
Denver today.
McKnight has now carried 9 times, 43 yards, picked up 3. 2nd and 7, and it's McKnight again. Accelerates for the first down and nearly pulled away, getting out to the 39-yard line. Mike Wagner, the free safety, making the tackle.
If you want to be effective against a very good defense, you must run on the passing downs and pass on the running downs. 2nd and long, running play, McKnight gets a first down. On the first down play, when it was a running down and they ran, he only gets 2 yards. You've got to...
And a first down at the 39-yard line. McKnight and Haffner on the running backs. That's Marshall in motion. And McKnight again. McKnight running so well. Mel Blount able to get him down.
McKnight loves it. It's cold out there, so give me the ball 30 times so I can stay warm. Miami and at Washington. Now all of a sudden he's blossomed.
He can take heart, though. Cliff Stout of Pittsburgh sat out 56 before he played.
Nobody will break that record.
And Kenney puts it up, but it's dropped. Al Dixon, the tight end, should have had it. And Pittsburgh with the extra defensive back in there. And Kenney had his arm hit off that Pittsburgh rush, and so the Steelers.
Kenney had to throw the football, and they put a big rush on him and just completely nullified the play.
There's Joe Green, L.C. Greenwood. Steelers come to the sideline. Theo Bell is back at his 18, awaiting this Bob Rupp punt. He's averaging just under 40, not quite the average of a year ago when he led the NFL, but has kicked well. Good directional punter, and that time kept it away from T. Bell. So 5:52 remaining in this quick-moving first half, and it's Pittsburgh over Kansas City, 7-0. 32-yard punt by Bob Rupp of Kansas City. Pittsburgh will take over first down at the 23-yard line. Sidney Thornton has come on, and he is now in the backfield along with Franco Harris. And Thornton gets the call and pulls his way to the 28-yard line. Thomas Howard
In the Western Division title.
2nd and 5. Franco for the first down and more. Harry Barbaro, the free safety, making the stop. A crunching run by Franco Harris.
When you have to call it ground game going, and Kansas City's going to have to stiffen right here.
8-yard pickup for Harris for the first down. And Bradshaw on the screen, but Thornton could not hold on. Penalty marker down. A flag is down.
Very tough to tell on a screen pass who was fouling receiver. And I'm surprised because Wagner's got a bad knee. He has a tough time getting down the field as it is.
It is a 1st and 20.
And it's Webster, not Wagner.
Webster, incidentally, playing in his 118th straight game here today. And it is picked off. Barbaro, his 9th intercept of the season. Working his way inside the 15-yard line. Intended for Franco Harris, but the free safety, Gary Barbaro, who picked up his 8th interception last week for Denver. He's been on a streak that is number 4 the last 3 games.
A free safety is supposed to play center field and wait for the overthrows. And there he was trying to hit T. Bell on that quick post pattern that Calvin Sweeney misplayed the last time around. And look at Barbaro. He's used to intercepting, though. His 9th of the season and an outstanding return by one of the better free safeties in the National Football League.
So the 21st time that Bradshaw has been intercepted this year. And with 4:19 left in the second quarter, the crowd urging the Steeler defense on. 1st and 10 for Kansas City.
Nice throw here, Marv.
11. And McKnight stopped by Robin Cole.
They should have listened to me. Got to throw on the running downs. Pittsburgh just brought back off the injured reserve list, and he smelled run all the way and was standing in the backfield waiting for Ted McKnight.
It is a 2nd and 13. Back at the 14. J.T. Smith to the right. Henry Marshall left. And now Kenney rips it. And let's see how they rule it. Al Dixon making the reception, and it is a completed pass. So Dixon, who dropped one earlier that time, with the diving catch.
I'll tell you what, he could have got up and run, I think, after this, but he was so intent on catching the football because he had dropped the one before that, look, he just stays right on the ground. He could have gotten back up. Nobody touched him. Mike Wagner was right there to make sure he didn't go anywhere, though.
It'll be a 3rd and 7 down at the 8-yard line. Smith in motion. Kenney, let's see, it's game day.
In the grasp of quick whistle.
A very quick whistle. Kenney couldn't believe it. John Banaszak got to Bill Kenney. And a very quick whistle that riled Kenney. But it is a sack for Banaszak.
That's the judgment for Fred Silva, the referee. He said in the grasp of, it didn't look like it, but that rule was put in to protect quarterbacks. Sometimes you'll get the break, sometimes you won't.
So Lowry will try from 36 yards away. He has missed from 37 from 53. And this one is good. Nick Lowry puts 3 on the board with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. In the second quarter, it's now the Pittsburgh Steelers 7 and the Kansas City Chiefs 3.
The rule reads, Marv, in the grasp of a defensive lineman, the referee's responsibility is to blow the whistle immediately to protect the quarterback. And you saw Banaszak hit him in the legs, and then Kenney bounced back. But Silva blew the whistle before he had a chance to throw the football. And again, it was an awful close play.
Well, that rule implemented to protect the quarterback, but that time Kenney did not want that much protection.
Very true.
So the interception by Bobrow leading to the 36-yard field goal. And this time a short kickoff by Lowry. Fielded by Russell Davis. Out to the 22-yard line. Lowry did not get that much foot into that one. Pittsburgh, much more on games people play. First down for Pittsburgh, 23-yard line. 2:20 left in this first half. And it's Franco Harris. Franco on the slant, stopped by the outside linebacker Cal Peterson. And this for the first time in 114 games.
10 days is nice.
Here's Franco. And Harris out near the first down marker. Spaney and Blanton. 3rd and 1, and Bradshaw with lots of time. Throwing on 3rd down. Throwing for the tight end. A spectacular catch by Randy Grossman. He had put himself down, so he tried to pick up additional yardage and was wrestled down by Thomas Howard. 34-yard pass play.
Now you know why Randy Grossman is beating out Benny Cunningham. Grossman not a great blocker, doesn't have the great speed, but if you throw him the football, he's going to catch it. And again, Bradshaw had all kinds of time to give them his receivers time to get open, and there is the guy who can catch the football. We'll be back with the Steelers still in the lead.
First by the National Football League. All right, the Steelers now 1st and 10 at their 33-yard line. Terry Bradshaw is certainly mixing it up. Off 7 completions, has thrown to 6 different receivers. This is Franco Harris getting out of bounds to stop the clock. Gary Bobrow running Franco out at the 29-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and about 4. Suddenly become a critical one with both Pittsburgh and Kansas City still alive. And Bradshaw looking to throw with much time, and now look out on the fumble. The Steelers have recovered. Ken Kramer, number 91, providing problems after Terry had a lot of time back there.
I think Terry was shocked that he had that much time. That's the reason he dropped the football. And when you do run around back there, you lose perspective of where the defensive linemen who are putting the pressure on you are. And they came, and Kramer lost a costly play. Watch Bradshaw now with all the time. Again, with that banged up offensive line. Look at Penny doing a great job, 74. And And Bradshaw looking and looking. Credit to the Kansas City defensive backfield, who obviously has everyone covered. Now watch Kramer. Oh, I think Terry dropped it himself. It's cold out there in Kansas City. Oh, missed a golden opportunity to recover that pump.
So now 54 seconds left in this first half. Another Steeler timeout has been used. They have third down situations. 3rd and 14 back at the 37. And Bradshaw off the pump is hit down.
I guess who? Bradshaw again is facing the problem of receivers being covered. Look, he has good time. Tries to pump fake, can't get anybody open, and then Mr. Still, who's got a few sacks this season, takes care of him.
That's the second of the day, number 13 on the season. Still is very disturbed.
Everybody.
All right, the punt by Colquitt. Line drives it. And the Steelers' Dwayne Woodruff gets back for the 38-yard punt. That'll be down at the 7-yard line.
Let me explain what happens in that situation. If there had been a Kansas City receiver around the ball, that would have been a penalty, interfering with the ability to make a fair catch. But there was no Kansas City player around. Woodruff made the right play. He downs it right where it is, keeps it out of the end zone.
Excellent play, preventing it from going in, and then making for the touchback. 16 seconds. Just does not want to get themselves in deep trouble down near that goal line.
I would hand the ball off, be very conservative. In fact, I'd run a quarterback sneak and let the clock run out.
And that's exactly what Kenney does. Why take a chance on the exchange? And that will do it. Defensive first half.
Kansas City 3.
In 30-degree temperature here at Three Rivers with the snow coming down. Chuck Noll is headed to the clubhouse, along with his Pittsburgh Steelers. Marv Levy and the Chiefs making it across the field at halftime. Steelers 7, Chiefs 3. By the score of 7-3 as they get a look at the halftime rundown.
Very effective rushing game for the Chiefs, and Pittsburgh #1 against the rush. The problem is they had 28 yards passing and only 10 net because of 2 sacks.
A kickoff by Lowry, taken by Russell Davis, first-year pro out of Michigan. Spinning across the 15-yard line. And during the halftime intermission, as you can see, the snow has made its presence felt.
Merry Christmas, everybody. If you haven't been in the Christmas spirit.
Swamp to the right, Theo Bell to the left. And this is Bryant. And Rocky out near the 30-yard line. And a first down. Jerry Blanton, the inside linebacker, making the stop.
Oh, and I'll bet Terry loved that. Handed off to Rocky, got a first down, and the fans cheer every time he touches the football. Take a look. Again, outstanding blocking. Watch Ray Pinney on the pull. 74 takes on Herb Christopher. That gives the chance for Rocky Bleier to break back against the flow and pick up a first down, about 11 yards. That's nice to see Rocky do that.
Rocky, 3 carries, 14 yards. And now Bleier leads the sweep for Harris. And a short pickup for Franco Harris. Jerry Blanton is there once again. Came against Kansas City back in 1974. Franco limping off toward the sideline.
He's had a problem with an ankle all season. And this cold weather will make everything ache, Marv.
Back for the first time in his career, he missed as many as 3 games and will not hit the 1,000-yard mark. This year, Russell Davis has replaced Franco Harris. He's the lone deep back and gets the call. Davis to the 35-yard line. And it will be a 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh.
They're going to have to get used to the snow coming down before they get charged up again and going normal.
Word on Franco Harris. He injured his ankle, and we'll have later word shortly. And Bradshaw throwing incomplete, intended for Theo Bell. Herb Christopher, the strong safety, covering Colquitt. Back at his 21-yard line. J.T. Smith awaits the punt. And a Pittsburgh roll inside the 25-yard line. There is a penalty marker down. A 40-yard punt by Colquitt.
Swirled it around. He had to let it go.
1st and 10 for Kansas City At the 15-yard line, quarterback Kenney hands to Ted McKnight, and McKnight able to break away for a first down. Mike Wagner, the free safety, on the submarine tackle, and it's been a terrific day for McKnight. 12-yard pickup for the first down.
Again, a slight draw play. It's not really a classic draw, but again, the Pittsburgh defense trying to get its footing now with that light powdering of snow on the field. It makes it a bit slick, and you can't really dig in. They weren't ready for that running play.
So the stats on McKnight:
13 for 38.
First down at the 27-yard line. This is Hadnot, who has also been impressive today. Out to the 30, stacked up by L.C. Greenwood.
He has been impressive, and there you saw a second effort. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage and then bolted forward for a couple of yards. Marv Levy gives
2 yards for Bill Kenney, 2 touchdowns, and the victory over the Denver Broncos. 2nd and 7. And it's Hadnot. Refused to go down. Picked up 3 on the play. Gary Dunn, Donnie Shell finally wrestle him down.
That's what fullbacks are paid to do, to break the first tackle, make more than one person tackle them. Hadnot, the big, strong rookie out of Tech, really pick him up, lay him down with people hanging on him. He's a strong young man.
And it's a 3rd and 4 for Kansas City at their 33-yard line. The Chiefs are trailing by the score of 7-3. They are 1 for 6 in 3rd down conversions.
This is where the rookie is under a lot of pressure. 3rd, it's sort of long. 4 yards. It's a tough spot for the offense. The defense has the edge here.
Pittsburgh with the extra defensive back brought on. And Kenney going deep downfield for Smith, but underthrows. Ron Johnson covering on the play, but a penalty marker down.
Ron Johnson's going to get knocked for that bumping downfield. You can bump a receiver within the first 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. After that, you cannot touch him. They're arguing about it, but he was definitely and clearly bumped downfield.
First down.
No, he's already bumped, but look at right there. J.T. Smith is pointing at Johnson, saying he bumped me downfield. The back judge picked it right up, pass interference.
And it's a first down for Kansas City at the Pittsburgh 40 off the interference on the left cornerback, Ron Johnson. McKnight off the stutter step. Gets it. He is the prototype stand-up front back quarterback, and that time able to complete to Dixon, who pulls away. Al Dixon using muscle to get inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for Kansas City.
Al Dixon, hello. He dropped the pass the first time the ball came to him. The next 2 times he's caught the ball, and watch this. Mike Wagner, shame on you, breaking a tackle in the open field. Now, here's what tight ends love. 1-on-1. Thank you. Breaks another tackle. An excellent effort by Dixon, who's not really known for his pass reception.
Dixon able to rip by number 47, Mel Blount. 32-yard reception. Al Dixon, a 7th-round draft pick of the New York Giants back in '77, setting up 1st and goal at the 7. Good second effort by James Hadnot, who would not go down off that initial hit.
Again, that's what a fullback has to do. He must make yards with a tackler hanging on him. And Hadnot's big enough to do that, and did in that situation. Got 2 yards in a very tough situation with that Steeler line looking for the run.
Dunn and Lambert finally brought him down. It is a 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. So Kansas City threatening. They're trailing 7-3. And remember, both the Steelers and Chiefs still have wild card playoff hopes. For the Chiefs, it would take a miraculous turn, but this would have to be the first step. And here's Hadnot right near the goal line, and he's in. The official hesitated, and that gave the indication.
Marv Levy likes a fullback who can make yardage with people hanging on him. There is the prime example. He drugged 3 Steelers across the goal line. Now the Steelers get their backs against the wall.
Well, look to put it through with Bob Rupp holding. And it is straight through. 7:54 left. Third quarter here in snowy Pittsburgh. And it's the Kansas City Chiefs now leading the Pittsburgh Steelers by the score of 10-7. Wise move there by a couple of Steelers, getting some warmth on the sideline.
I know who those gold shoes belong to. L.C. Greenwood. He's no dummy. He wants to keep his feet warm.
Chiefs now lead it 10-7. Sidney Fulton, one of the up men, moving in front of Russell Davis. And returns across the 25-yard line. Paul Duffy. And then on New Year's Day, 3 of the top 5 teams in the country battle on NBC. Starting with the Rose Bowl. 5th-ranked Michigan going against Washington. Franco Harris up near the 30-yard line. And Franco, who left during the course of the last series after injuring his ankle, giving it a shot right here, picked up 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Bradshaw throwing on the run, intended for the tight end, Randy Grossman, covered by Gary Sweeney. And Bradshaw beginning to hear it from the crowd.
And again, I give great credit to the secondary and the linebackers of Kansas City. They are just plain covering the receivers.
1 touchdown out of the first quarter, completing with Lynn Swan. Calvin Sweeney has come on as a 3rd receiver for Pittsburgh. Nickel back in there for Kansas City. 3rd and 7 for Bradshaw. And has it deflected away and picked off by Vito Mangiero.
Again, looking for an open receiver, and usually Bradshaw will get this pass off much more quickly. Oh, it's Art Still who got the hand in the way, 67, and Mangiero standing at the right place at the right time, and Kansas City back in business.
Another big play for Art Still. 7 lead now, 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 28-yard line. This is Horace Belton making his first appearance on the day. Banaszak, Cole combined to make the stop. Up 2, 2nd and 8. And again, the crowd urging the defense on. The draw for Haffner for short yardage. Wayne Woodruff in the Pittsburgh secondary as the extra back. Here's 3rd and 7 for Kenney, going end zone, and it's broken up.
And the penalty flag is down, Marv. I think they got Johnson again.
It was Johnson covering on the play. Intended for J.T. Smith. Johnson was hit with the interference earlier. And again.
Illegal bump right there. You saw the elbow go into the shoulder pads, and the flag went down.
Interference defense, number 29, 1st down.
Look at the reaction by Johnson. He really knows that he did it. He's just mad that he got caught.
And it's been a very tough 3rd quarter for Ron Johnson, the quarterback on the left side, hit with the 2nd interference call. And Kansas City now 1st and goal at the 7.
And they've been running in this situation. I go play action pass, try to get it right away.
Morgado and Belton in the backfield. This is Morgado inside the 5. Mike Wagner, the free safety, on the cover-up.
There's Marv Levy discussing the next play. Al Dixon will bring it in.
It is now New England in front of Buffalo, 21-0, 3rd quarter.
Makes the Steeler fans doubly unhappy.
Matt Cavanaugh to Russ Francis, and then to Andy Johnson. 2nd and goal at the 4. Play action for Kenney, who throws it. Jack Lambert covering Mike Williams, the tight end.
You want to know how good Jack Lambert is? He just took the tight end one-on-one and had him in his hip pocket. Great play by maybe the best linebacker in the NFL. Now, cornerbacks are expected to cover one-on-one, but look at Jack Lambert. The great speed. He's got that extra added height. No chance for that one. There's a good picture of Jack. He's got some fans here. Lambert's Lunatics, they call themselves.
It is a 3rd and goal at the 4.
Give Kenney the run pass option.
And Kenney throws off the short set, incomplete. Henry Marshall, the intended receiver, covered by Mel Blount.
You don't beat Mel Blount with that play. That one you run on rookie cornerbacks that turn their back and get fooled. Mel Blount's been around too long, an MVP in the National Football League on defense one year.
Who was 1 for 3 on the day. He hit from 36. He's missed from 37 and from 53. This a 22-yard attempt.
Just like an extra point, Mark.
And he drills it right through. So Nick Lowry hitting from 22 yards away. 4:43 left, 3rd quarter. And it's now Kansas City leading Pittsburgh 13-7. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who are trailing Kansas City here by the score of 13-7 off the 22-yard field goal by Lowry, who is getting set to kick off here in the snow at Three Rivers.
That score at New England, the Patriots must lose one of their last 2 games for Pittsburgh to still have a chance to get in the playoffs. So that hurts the Steeler fans to see that score.
Russell Davis, the deep man, but Frank Pollard takes. And Pollard across the 35-yard line. Pollard, a first-year man out of, say, a rookie out of Baylor who has averaged 22 yards on kickoff returns.
Blanket, and he's really had difficult time throwing.
And it's a first down at the 37-yard line. Franco Harris looking to get outside. And a short pickup run out across the 40 by Eric Harris.
Sipe's got a shot at MVP.
Oh,
National Football League, having a great season. Fine young man.
2nd and 6. Bradshaw in big trouble. Again, a Kansas City rush. This time led by Dave Lindstrom, and a fumble recovered by Kansas City.
Again, Bradshaw's receivers covered. He had to wait. Kramer cut him from the backside. Fitz, take another look. Bradshaw again. Cannot wait. And he fumbles again, Marv.
So with 3:47 left, 3rd quarter, it'll be Kansas City ball will be returned. He has taken over off the fumble by Bradshaw and Dino Mangiero on the recovery, and he has had a sensational 3rd quarter.
He comes in for Parrish. They alternate their front 3. He's the nose man. He's already got an interception. Now he's recovered a fumble. Big day for the young man of Italian. With a name like Mangiero, I bet he had pasta before the game.
From Staten Island, New York, rookie out of Rutgers. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. So Kansas City goes to the ground. Had not stopped by Banaszak.
Make it 3.
Bill Kenney, the quarterback. Ted McKnight, James Haffner on the running back. 3 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. This is McKnight, and hit back behind the line by John Banaszak.
Is not to let Kansas City get any more points. Ted McKnight trying to run the sweep, and again, I talked about great pursuit by the defense in the NFL these days. And there's Brett Banaszak from the opposite side, from his right defensive end spot, stopping the sweep to the left.
Kansas City is 1 for 7, converting 3rd downs. Tony Reed has come on, replacing Ted McKnight, and is back to a 3rd and 10. And Kenney lets it fly for Smith, but overthrow. J.T. Smith, the intended receiver. So the Chiefs are held. Right now, let's go to New York and Brian Gumbel.
Thank you, Marv Albert. At Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota, the Vikings are on the board. This is Tommy Kramer under a heavy rush, getting off a tight end screen to Joe Sensor. The play works for a 31-yard touchdown, but the point after is no good. And so the Browns lead the Vikings 13-6 in the 3rd. Marv?
All right, Brian, back here in Pittsburgh. Another long field goal attempt for Nick Lowry, who's 2 for 4 on the day, 18 for 23 on the season. It is a 50-yard attempt, but he has been good from long range. Line drives it and gets it right through.
Finally found his range, Marv.
50-yard field goal and a biggie for Nick Lowry. Chiefs now lead the Steelers 16-7. And Lowry has now connected for 4 field goals this year of 50-plus.
He's got a big leg.
And Lowry on the kickoff. Russell Davis to the 15. Out to the 25 and ripped down. Ed Beckman, who has been excellent all season long on special team play, making the stop.
And he's playing on a very bad knee.
The name on the back of his uniform spelled incorrectly. And then he received the game ball with the wrong date.
1981, it said he had to wait a year before he got a win.
Franco Harris. And Harris breaking free for a first down. Gary Barbaro making the stop. The Steelers now have a long way to go against a Kansas City defensive unit that has played very, very well.
This is what the Steelers need. Terry Bradshaw hasn't been able to spring a wide receiver open, so he needs to get his running game in gear so that he can make that defense think run first, pass second. They won't be able to cover so well. With a guy like Franco Harris, he can break it up for you.
Minute and a half left in this third quarter. Terry Bradshaw, after the good start, has had a real rough time of it, but completes this time for a first down or more to Theo Bell. Eric Harris covering on the play, a 17-yard pass play.
This is perfectly set up, first of all, by Terry Bradshaw running on first down. Now he goes play action. Here's a look at T. Bell, and look at, there is not a Kansas City defender around him anywhere. Bradshaw had plenty of time and hit him perfectly, and again, that was set up because Kansas City was playing run first off that great run by Franco Harris.
Now Bell left, Swan right, first down for Pittsburgh at the Kansas City 44-yard line. Again the run, and a Sidney Thornton. So Bradshaw mixing them up right now. Gary Spady in the Colts.
That Denver game important to these Steelers, but they got to win this one first before it's important.
2nd and 3 for Pittsburgh. And short of the first down, Harris, the ball carrier. Art Still, the left defensive end, number 67, making the stop. Art, part of this big crowd here at Three Rivers Stadium. I think he would like to see the Steelers win today.
Yes, because they still have a playoff shot. And again, they have to win their last 2. New England has to lose once, and Oakland has to win the Western Division.
And Houston must win its last 2 or lose its last 2. The 3rd down and 3 play for Franco Harris, stopped by Jerry Blanton.
What do you do here, Marv? 4th down, 1 yard, 1.5 yards to go, and I see no punter coming out on the field. Chuck Noll knows he has to win this football game.
As we get underway here, 4th quarter, Chiefs with a 16-7 lead, and a big play. And they've got the first down. Harris picks it up. Kurt Christopher, the strong safety, making the stop.
I like to have Franco Harris in my backfield when I have 4th and 1. He's gotten a lot of those and kept this Steeler drive alive. This is important, Marv. They've got to come out of here with at least a field goal.
5 on the day for Lowry.
If he doesn't make that, they don't go for that 4th and 1.
Bradshaw at the time and able to drill it. Lynn Swan inside the 15. Barbaro on the coverage. 20-yard pickup.
And again, Terry Bradshaw, all kinds of time, but in his prior drives, every one of his receivers were covered. This time, he has got the linebackers thinking run because Franco Harris has got it cranked up. So the linebackers don't get the depth. Therefore, you don't get the double coverage downfield. Swan, you leave him time to make his moves on one guy, and he's going to get open.
That's his 2nd reception of the day. His first was the Pittsburgh touchdown in the 1st quarter. First down at the Kansas City 13-yard line. Bradshaw was looking Swan, but it was batted away.
Dino Mangiero.
What a day he has had.
Back to the Steelers, and they've got to have it because they've got to win.
Swan right, Bell left. Spaney making the stop on Sidney Thornton.
Tyrus McGriff, Thornton had a hold of his belt, I think, and he drug him for an extra 2 or 3 yards.
thought getting it to the 8-yard line.
Got to go to the 3, Marv, for a first down. So this 3rd and 5 is very important. Receivers are covered. He can run for the first down.
So here is a 3rd and 5 at the 8. 12-10 left, 4th quarter. Chiefs lead it 16-7. And the play being whistled dead. Penalty marker thrown in the end zone.
The 30-second clock ran out before Bradshaw got the play on. And again, I don't think Terry liked the defense that Kansas City was in for the play he had called. I think he wanted to check off, and maybe he did, and that was the reason the 30-second clock ran out. That Lynn Swan is the man. There's the standings. You know where Pittsburgh stands for sure. They got to win.
3rd and 10 back at the 13. 6th penalty assessed on the Steelers for 71 yards in all. Going end zone, touchdown, Theo Bell, who took a hard hit, able to hang on. Barbaro and Harris sandwiched Bell, but he made the reception.
Terry Bradshaw came back, looked for Lynn Swan. He was triple covered. So he comes back to Theo Bell, who's only double covered, makes the perfect low throw. It's very important for a quarterback not to put this ball up high, because that gets away from him. Look where Bradshaw puts it, low, right at the numbers, and a perfect shot between Barbaro and Harris for the touchdown.
So Theo Bell having his best year in the National Football League, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And now the extra point attempt by Matt Marv. So 11:57 remaining 4th quarter, and it's now the Kansas City Chiefs 16 and the Pittsburgh Steelers 14.
This is Brian Gumble in New York at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Bears are on the board against the Bengals. Jack Thompson has the ball knocked from him by Lenny Walderscheid, and Alan Page recovers for a touchdown. Bears still trail Cincinnati 14-7. Let's go back to Pittsburgh.
Well, a 10-play drive, 75 yards that consumed 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Bradshaw capping it off by hitting Theo Bell. And now Kansas City with a 16-14 lead. The deep man is Carlos Carson. Carson out to the 20. Down he goes at the 25-yard line. A good low tackle. Mike Webster.
Stepping on Kansas City, Marv, and the momentum has swung. You can see by the scoring drive. The important thing now for Kansas City is to put a drive of their own together, or the Steelers will take advantage and come right back for another score.
Here's Fred Silva
On the run back, number 74, personal foul, tripping.
And
First down.
First and 10 now at the 12-yard line. And a pivotal series upcoming for young quarterback Bill Kenney.
He can't go 3 downs and punt, Marv. He just can't. He's got to get at least 1 first down.
Running backs are McKnight and Hadnot. Swing pass for Hadnot, but again it's blown dead. John Banaszak on the rush. In fact, Banaszak helping Kenney up. But a penalty marker is down.
Somebody moved on the offensive line.
We have 11:44.
Offense, number 65, ball start.
11:44 remaining in this 4th quarter. As you heard, number 65, that's the right guard, Tom Condon, with a false start. So it's a 1st and 15 back at the 7-yard line. And again, you hear the crowd urging their Steeler defensive unit on. Hadnot looking to get out of trouble across the 10, but another flag as Lambert brought Hadnot down.
Kansas City can't win for losing in this drive. They got a holding penalty coming up against them. There's no excuse for holding on a running play either, Marvin. On a pass, I can see it, but not a running play. One of my pet peeves in the NFL. Of course, I'm not down there playing.
the Kansas City Chiefs are hit.
Offense, number 70, holding.
This time it's the right tackle, Jim Roth.
They refuse the penalty, Marv. They'd rather have the down when they're backed up against the goal like that.
So 2nd and 12. Kansas City operating at a 7-yard line. McKnight could not get out of trouble. Ron Johnson coming up from his quarterback position to make the stop on McKnight.
Ron Johnson will move to safety within the next couple of years. You've seen him victimized this afternoon because of what they say is a little bit lack of speed to play corner, but he plays the run very, very well, as evidenced by that play. The problem is you've got to find a cornerback to replace him when he moves to safety.
Well, they're talking about Wayne Woodruff. That's Marshall in motion. And Haffner again off the spin. Jack Ham makes the stop, and the Steelers are really fired up.
I said Kansas City had to make a first down, or the momentum stays with the Steelers. And you can tell Van Azak jumping around with his hand in the air, knowing that they're going to give the offense good field position and a chance to get back in the lead in this football game.
Bob Rupp will punt from his end zone. The deep man is Theo Bell. Good hang time by Rupp, and here's Bell. Tripped up at midfield. 44-yard punt by Grubb. And a timeout called with 10 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment. Bradshaw to Bell to trip the Kansas City lead to 16-14. The Steelers season on the line here in the fourth quarter. Bradshaw on first down hits Harris. And Franco able to spin across the 50-yard line. Gary Blanton and Don Parrish combined on the stop.
I'll tell you, 6'2", 225 pounds. Franco Harris has got the moves of a halfback. This play should have been stopped for no gain. Look at that great lateral movement by the big fullback Harris. Now you know why he's had so many 1,000-yard seasons.
Picked up 4. It's a 2nd and 6. At the 49-yard line. The tight end, Kenney Cunningham for first down. Gary Spaney and Herb Christopher combined on the stop. An 18-yard reception. Cunningham's first of the day.
6'4", 250 pounds. They've been waiting for this guy to break loose for the entire time he's been with Pittsburgh. He's had some flashes of greatness, but never has really become the great all-pro tight end they expected him to. But that was an important catch right there.
And we saw some flashes in the Steelers' last game against Houston. He's also been hit by minor injuries this year. Picked up a first down at the 35-yard line. And here's Harris to the 30. Don Parrish, the nose tackle, making the stop, and the Steelers on the move with 8.5 left, fourth quarter. Kansas City leading at 16-14.
And a little credit to Rocky Blyer on that one. He made a nice lead block to give Franco Harris a chance to gain 5 yards on first down. Right where Bradshaw wants to be. Second and 5.
And Blyer battling his way. Rocky Blyer stopped by Thomas Howard. And Dino Banchero.
Wouldn't it be fitting if Rocky Blyer could make the run to put the Steelers ahead in this drive?
Rocky in his final game before the home crowd here in Pittsburgh.
Here's a trademark of Rocky Blyer. Extra effort. Stops to make the cut. There he's hit the first time. Second time, still gets an extra 2 or 3 yards.
Thanks for a 3rd and 2 at the 27. Harris for the first down. Franco Harris very close. We did not not get the official indication. Jerry Blanton covering up on the play for Kansas City.
That's the way the scoring's gone.
Steelers on the touchdown of the first quarter with Bradshaw hitting Swan. 3 field goals by Nick Lowry as they call for the yardsticks.
Might be an inch or two short.
3-yard run. Well, they have marked it back square across the 25.
Bradshaw showed you how far. About 3 inches. They went for it on 4th and 1 before. They'll do it again here.
No question here with 7:20 left in the fourth quarter. And Pittsburgh trailing 16-14. And it's Harris. Penalty marker is down as Harris picked up the first down. But a flag is thrown.
Can't be against the Steelers. It was just a Harris off the left guard. He made the first down, that's for certain.
And as you see, it is against Kansas City.
They'd already made the first down, though, so it's an academic. They'll get an extra 4 yards on the penalty. But Harris has been the man in the second half. He has opened up the offense for Pittsburgh with his running.
63 yards in all, 17 carries.
Extra edge, Marv to stop that 4th down of inches.
Oh, for the offside, it's a first down now at the Kansas City 20. Lucky Blyer. Hit back behind the line. But could have been a late hit.
It was a late hit.
And the Chiefs are very upset. Gary Sweeney on the stop of Blyer.
Rocky Blyer in this situation has no place to go. I mean, they string it out perfectly. Spaney has got him in the grass. And now watch right there. Gary Barbaro added a little extra shot, and it was a perfect call. He was already down, Marv. No need for that last hit.
And that's a big break for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
15 yards and an automatic first. One thing about defensive penalties, each one carries an automatic first down.
Gary Barbaro was ushered aside by teammate Gary Green. He had words with the official.
Big man Giero just got thrown out of the game.
Defense, 56, personal foul, steering, 74, unsportsmanlike conduct, disqualified.
Yes, that was the call. Dino Banchero, a important man.
You do not say anything to the gentleman in the striped shirts.
And he has been disqualified from the game, so he gets the thumb. It is a 1st and goal out of Rutgers, who has been very prominent in the Kansas City defensive unit, coming on for Don Parrish at nose tackle, and has played exceptionally well.
One of the things he's got to remember is if there's ever an opportunity to keep your mouth shut, do it, because they'll get you.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Then Swan pumped immediately back behind the line. Gary Green, number 24, on the stop of Swan.
Gary Green, I think, had his record broken for the year. I think he was trying to cover Swan when he caught the touchdown pass in the first half. But he's pretty much effectively shut down Lynn Swan today, and Green reads the wide receiver screen very well, and in fact makes Swan lose a half a yard.
He's the man who did such an excellent job on John Jefferson of San Diego, holding him in check earlier this season.
And that's no easy job.
2nd and goal at the 11. And looking through is Lucky Blyer. Pittsburgh kickoff after these words.
All over him.
Fitting, Marv. A great down block by Ray Penny. Picks up a second man. Gives that big opening to number 20, who's playing his last home game ever after a 12-year career. And as I said, wouldn't it be fitting if Rocky Bleier scored the go-ahead points? This place went nuts when he went in the end zone.
8 plays, 52 yards, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Bleier capping it off with the 11-yard run. Still much time left, 6 minutes remaining. Off the kickoff by Pittsburgh. Horace Belton on the return.
Belton taking the kickoff.
And stopped by Dwayne Woodruff. So Belton, one of the up men, with the good return. And now Kansas City, trailing by the score of 21-16, will go to work with 5:56 left in this fourth quarter.
And they have to take advantage of this excellent field position after Belton's fine return of the kickoff. You don't usually expect that out of an up.
35-yard return by Belton. Haffner and Reed are the running backs, and Kenney looks to get it away and able to unleash one. Steelers, of course, complaining here that Kenney should be called for grounding. When he got away with it, Tony Reed would be considered the intended receiver.
As long as you throw it over their head, out of bounds, you can get away with the intentional ground, and that's obviously what it was. There's Rocky Bleier. All of his teammates, Cliff Stout there, smiling, saying, how fitting, Rocky.
2nd and 10. Kenney is only 4 for 13 here this afternoon, his second NFL start. Now Kenney throws the middle and incomplete. J.T. Smith could not hang on.
Take a look at, see that big mitt he's got on? He's got a broken thumb. That left thumb is broken. Makes it very difficult for Smith to make the hand catch. He can get it into his chest easily.
Cleveland over Minnesota 16-9 in the fourth. And Houston over Green Bay 9-3 fourth quarter. And Kenney on 3rd down unleashes one. Incomplete. Behind Smith, Mel Blount covering on the play.
Two people holding their breath in the stands. Mel Blount looked like he had his hand all over him.
Correction, that was Carlos Carson, the intended receiver, covered by Mel Blount. And the hand for the Steeler defense once again.
That ball sitting exactly where Horace Belton returned it on the kickoff. They didn't take advantage of good field position.
Head coach Marv Levy. His club now is forced to punt with 5:38 left in this fourth quarter. And Grubb's punt, a good one. Theo Bell chasing down. Back at the 10-yard line, in big trouble. Cal Peterson covering on the play, a 50-yard punt by Grubb. A timeout now, 5:24 left fourth quarter, back after these words. It'll be Pittsburgh 1st and 10 at their 10-yard line. Off the 50-yard punt by Grubb, Theo Bell in immediate trouble.
Bad field position for the Steelers, but right now they want to run as much time off the clock as they can. A couple first downs have really helped.
Running back Sidney Thornton, Franco Harris. This is Thornton on the slant. Terry Blanton hanging on along with Gary Barbaro to make the tackle.
First for this club.
Here's the story. Strong fourth quarter by Pittsburgh to take the 21-16 lead. 4.5 remaining fourth quarter. 2nd and 7. Franco looking to go outside. That's Kramer, number 91, leading the assault on Franco Harris.
I'll tell you what, Kenny Kramer, number 91 for Kansas City, knows how important this game is for both clubs. He's not going for the tackle here. Watch 91 Kramer. He's going for the football. He wants to cause a fumble or rip that ball out of Franco's hand. See, he's not going for the tackle. He just wants football.
And it was Kramer who came up with a key sack of Craig Morton. The same right here. 3rd and 10, back at the 10-yard line. And a very important play. Bradshaw with the time, looking for Swan. He's got it. Lynn Swan beating Gary
Bradshaw has become, I think, a household word. This has happened time and time again. Third down, 10 yards to go, backed up against your old goal line, only a 5-point lead, and Bradshaw and Swan come up with this time after time after time.
That's the 4th reception on the day for Lynn Swan. It's a first down out at the 36-yard line. 3:35 remaining 4th quarter. Pittsburgh leading 21-16. Franco Harris. 3-yard advance. Martin still making the stop.
And Bradshaw did just...
Surrey Sidney Fulton providing a rest for Rocky. And this may well be his final series here in Pittsburgh. It was Blyer scoring the go-ahead touchdown to give Pittsburgh a 21-16 lead.
Can't say it's his swan song. They got a swan in this game.
Good, Mike. And Blyer picks his way through for a short pickup. Thomas Howard on the stop. Still Parrish and Lindstrom up front for Kansas City. Howard, Blant, Spaney, and Peterson. The linebackers Green, Harris, Christopher, and Barbaro in the secondary. It's third.
In New York.
Back at Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's the story. 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Steelers lead the Chiefs 21-16. Kansas City now with 2 timeouts left. Pittsburgh with 3. It's a 3rd and 5 for Bradshaw. Big rush. Harris, the intended receiver, Gary Green covering. Following Pittsburgh and Kansas City.
That game important to Pittsburgh. Oakland's got to win it.
There's J.T. Smith leading the National Football League in punt returns. 10-man rush being employed by Kansas City. Craig Colquitt punting from his 30-yard line. Smith up to the 30. And at the 35-yard line, he's hammered down. Greg Hawthorne. And on the tackle, and we have some words between Steelers and Chiefs, and they're quickly separated. 36-yard punt, 10-yard return, and with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. And this out of the 35-yard line, Pittsburgh's front 4, Greenwood, Green, Furness, Banaszak, Reed, and Hadnot, running backs for Kansas City, but Kenney has to put it up. And incomplete. Tony Reed, the intended receiver, and Reed has been an excellent receiver with 42 catches on the season. Has not caught one yet this afternoon.
You see Bill Kenney picking himself up off the ground, and the reason is the Steeler defense knows that Kansas City is down by 5 points. They're going to have to throw the football. They're pinning their ears back and making a pass rush. And he's going to have to find a receiver very quickly.
For 64, encroachment, first down.
Penalty marker was thrown, though, and Steve Furness.
They're going to come after him. They're laying back their ears and going, playing pass all the time.
1st and 5 at the 40. And here's Kenney. A bullet that is caught by Reed, and he's got the first down. Tony Reed with his first catch of the day. Jack Lambert on the tackle as we approach the 2-minute mark. And so play will be stopped with 2 minutes left in this 4th quarter. And when we return, Kansas City trailing 21-16 will have a first down across the 45 here in Pittsburgh. And the Chiefs first down at the 47-yard line. Chiefs are trailing 21-16. A loss here by Kansas City, and that would end their hopes for a wild card slot. Going into today, 14 teams remaining in contention for playoff possibility. Broken up as Kenney threw a bullet, but Lauren Taves all over Henry Marshall. And it'll be a 2nd and 10 at the Kansas City 47.
Since Lawrence Taves took over for the injured Robin Cole, who's back now, Taves used to play the passing downs, Cole the running downs. Last week, Taves had a great great day against the run, and he's always played the pass well and proved it right there.
And things a little bit different this week for Bill Kenney as opposed to a week ago against Denver. Kenney is now 5 for 18 for only 66 yards.
You get a
penalty markers down. Kenney this time able to complete. Jack Ham making the stop on the play. Henry Marshall on the reception, but we'll have to wait and see if flag was thrown.
I know who it was. L.C. Greenwood, offside. Kenny had a free one there. I'd have gone downfield. Even if it was picked off, he knew that he had the offside penalty against the Steeler defense. So they'll take the penalty.
He throws bullets, though, doesn't he?
He's strong. He's 6'4". He's got that big leverage from the good height. The problem is this is his first 2-minute drill ever. He didn't have one against Denver last week because they were at 28-0 throughout most of the
call for the offside. 2nd and 5. And another bullet. Henry Marshall looked to be in first down territory, very close, and then was pushed back. We'll have to wait and see. Jack Ham with a rocket-like tackle on Marshall.
Oh, that's real close to a first down. They'll have to measure.
No, well, they're just short.
Clock's running.
Minute 30 remaining. 3rd and half a yard, and Kenney has picked it up. So the quarterback sneak for the first down and a timeout called by Kansas City. And no announcers.
And they chose for no announcers. Yeah, I wonder what that means for our careers, huh?
Well, New England leads Buffalo 24-2, 3rd quarter. As we check the scoreboard, complete wrap-up upcoming later on. Cleveland over Minnesota 23-15 in the 4th. And Houston now comfortably in front of Green Bay. Minute 20 left as we resume. And the Chiefs trailing 21-16. Kenney on the swing. Haffner with some running room. And gets out of bounds.
The rookie did the right thing. Saved that last time out that they have.
Mel Blount, 15 season. And Cincinnati leads Chicago 14-7 in the 3rd.
They've really come on the last 3 games. They beat the Chiefs and Baltimore.
2nd and 5, 36-yard line of Pittsburgh. Kenney with time, going long. And goes incomplete. J.T. Smith, the intended receiver. Donnie Shell covering on the play.
One thing I like about Bill Kenney is he knows when a receiver's open or when he isn't. That one he threw away. He saw that J.T. was...
Well, he has a 3rd and 5 with a minute 5 left. And he rifles and completes. Tony Reed picks up the first down. Jack Lambert covering. And again, the hurry-up offense used by Kansas City. They have only that one timeout left. First down at the 28-yard line. As you see the clock running down. And the rookie cannot hold on, but that does stop the clock with 42 seconds left.
Are you impressed with Bill Kenney? I mean, he's cool. He's not had a great day that most people would be proud of, yet he's still hanging in there.
Bubba Garcia now has come on as an extra wide receiver, flank left. And here's Kenney looking to run for the sideline. He won't make it. And now they'll have to use that final timeout. Clock running down. Let's see. 30 seconds remaining.
They're trying to hurry up, Marv.
They're going to save the timeout. Quick play called by Kenney. 20 seconds left. And it's picked off. The interception by Jack Ham. Intended for Tony Reed, and that will do it. 11 seconds remaining, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will remain alive.
And who else but Jack Ham? Who else? The big guy always comes through.
And when we look back at this one, Mike, it will be remembered as the game that saw Rocky Bleier in his finale here in Pittsburgh score the go-ahead touchdown. But Jack Ham with the intercept of Bill Kenney. Steelers now with a 21-16 lead. Only 11 seconds remaining, and all Bradshaw has to do is fall on the football. The Pittsburgh Steelers still alive in terms of a wild card playoff possibility. The executive producer of NBC's football is Don Ohlmeyer. The coordinating producer is Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game produced by Terry Ewing, directed by Lou Ranoni, as Rocky Blyer hears it from the crowd. Rocky getting a curtain call as he heads to the sideline.
Let's hear it for Rocky.
Our technical director, Steve Savino, and associate director, Randy Wong.
What a fitting day for number 20. Last time the Pittsburgh fans will see him at home, and he gets the 11-yard touchdown run that will turn out to be the winning points.
As Pittsburgh will go to 9 up and 6 down, and for Kansas City, although a tough loss, they played extremely well under great pressure here in Pittsburgh. They'll go 7 and 8. But this a club that will be heard from next season.
Oh, in many years to come. They're a fine young club.
They have really turned it around, coming into today, winning 7 of the last 10. But the Steelers have defeated the Chiefs by the score of 21-16, and it's Rocky Blyer with an 11-yard run to provide